All right, guys. So I'm doing a trial of doing a live stream on my Patreon. I've This is the first time, so I'm not even sure if this is going to work. I'm going to use autophagy, just a basic understanding of autophagy, what it is, how it's beneficial, as well as how to activate it. And then we'll see if I've done this right, because I do want to create content related to fasting, ketogenic diet, and in the future to be able to make videos when somebody's asking a question on something for the benefit of the whole group. So ideally, this should be just available to you guys right now on Patreon. I don't know if it's airing on YouTube right now for everybody else. That's not what I want to do. I've been looking up here. I'll show you. Screen share. Oops. Hey, Josiah, I'm just doing a stream. Uh, okay, cool. What time do we have to leave soon, eh?
5:30.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's go like 5:20.
It's for 6.
Okay.
And it's just in St. Lucie.
No problem. Okay, let's present screen. This is a trial run, guys, but I'll still teach a little lesson on autophagy for you guys. And I'll show you here. So yeah, I went through the steps of how to stream to Patreon using StreamYard. So I think that I've done it right, and we will find out. So let's go and just talk about autophagy, and then we'll look on Healthline and go over just that article for your benefit. Okay, so basically autophagy is something that occurs when you are in a catabolic state. Anabolic means when you eat something and your body recognizes that you're giving nutrients, and then after insulin is usually increased, the cell receives the nutrients that you just had with your meal. So obviously anabolic processes are necessary, but also catabolic processes, which is now that you have eaten, now your body no longer wants introductions of more nutrients. It wants time to use those nutrients to do work, to shuttle it where it's supposed to be, to concentrate on rebuilding, to concentrate on repairing, and things of such sort. So anabolic and catabolic processes need to be in balance, and not only in balance. You should be in a catabolic state more often than an anabolic state. And what you can do by doing this is eat in a smaller window called intermittent fasting or restrictive feeding. So what you're going to do is eat. The idea is eat for the day, not all throughout the day. So that like, what's the point of eating many meals? Limiting that healing process, that cleaning and repairing process. Why would you do it like all throughout the day eating, and then after you have a lot less time for your body to work? Think of it as a company where you're working. Do you want all the products to arrive at the loading dock once during the day? Everybody concentrates on loading that, and then the rest of the day they can do the inventory. They can be in the front to sell the products and things like that. Imagine a company that is constantly going to the loading dock multiple times. It's not efficient. You wouldn't do that in a company. And think of this process as a company. Get the food in the shortest amount of time, okay, with larger meals. And then after, if you're eating animal fat and animal protein as the majority of your food intake, that's actually what you're built of. So you want the fat, you want the protein, you want the cholesterol. There's where the fat soluble vitamins are, the higher omega-3 content. And that's what you basically want to do. That's the benefit of intermittent fasting, that you're in a catabolic state a lot longer than you're in an anabolic state. And this will facilitate. Catabolic is breaking down of old material, renovation of your body, and it's also the state that you will have weight loss happening. When you're eating, you're not losing weight. When your insulin reacts to the food intake that you have, you're not going to be losing weight. Okay, um, so what exactly is autophagy? It is a process of healing that is only activated in this non-eating state. It can grab proteins. It can send it to an area of your cell where it recycles necessary proteins, let's say to build enzymes, muscle, everything in your body, right? Hormones and things like that. So autophagy is extremely beneficial. It's what we're lacking in our society. We're constantly eating, guys, and this is causing obesity. This is causing diabetes. This is preventing our body from eliminating all of these broken leftover cellular structures. And this is also what can attribute to cancer, especially now we live in such a toxic environment in modernity. And we need, especially now, for your body to have a cleansing process. Autophagy is a cleansing process. It can go after cancerous cells. It can go after bacterias and viruses. It can recycle proteins. And this is a healing process of your body that the majority of people have been lied to constantly eat all throughout the day. Also, adopting a primarily dominant carbohydrate diet, limiting proteins and being scared of fat will keep you hungry and will prevent you from even doing intermittent fasting. Even 16 hours of fasting could be difficult. Eat for the day, not all throughout the day. And this is what will activate autophagy. Let's go to the article. I've shown it already on my YouTube channel, but let's just go over it together. And I hope, like I said, this is a trial run. I hope that this is just for you guys. Obviously, you're giving me, $5 Canadian, 350, I think, American, which I greatly appreciate. So I do want to do things that are just exclusive only for you guys. Okay, I think that I should be sharing. So I'm taking Healthline, and here's the explanation in this article by Daniel Murray, MD, medically reviewed. I do like Healthline. They do give a lot of citations, so at least, they do give sometimes opinions that I don't agree with, but at least you know where the citations are happening. Autophagy, what you need to know. So autophagy is a natural self-preservation mechanism whereby the body removes damaged or dysfunctional parts of a cell and recycles other parts towards cellular repair. Like, don't forget that each cell, we have various kinds of cells, obviously, but within them, there's all sorts of technology, nano-sized, it's like a little city in each cell, a little microcosm, and it has, it has builders, it has an energy power plant, it has a recycling center, it has all sorts. It's like a little city, and eventually, things break down and stuff like that. And you can have cells that are literally cluttered with garbage. Hey, you need people to pick up the garbage, right? Imagine if you didn't have those garbage trucks that come and take away garbage. Your home, your yard would be riddled with disgusting, rotting, and decaying things. Think of your cell exactly like a little city or like your home. You need the garbage trucks. You need the recycling processes. So think how smart it is that humans didn't invent the idea of having recycling and garbage removal. The cell has been doing this. It's intelligent design. So autophagy is the body's way of cleaning out damaged cells in order to regenerate newer, healthier cells. According to Priya Khurana, PhD in nutritional education from Columbia University. So auto means self, and phagy means eating. So automatic eating or self-eating sounds horrible, but it's actually necessary. So the literal meaning of autophagy is self-eating. It's also referred to as self-devouring. Sounds scary, but it's actually healthy. While that may sound like something you never want to happen to your body, it's actually beneficial to your overall health. This is because autophagy is an evolutionary self-preservation mechanism. I don't think it's evolutionary. I think it was right at the start of these complex body systems that were created by, in my opinion, an intelligent designer. But I won't get into religion and theology. This is because autophagy is a self-preservation mechanism through which the body can remove the dysfunctional cells and recycle parts of them towards cellular repair and cleaning. It explains this person explains the purpose of autophagy is to remove debris and self-regulate back to optimal smooth functioning. It is recycling and cleansing at the same time, just like hitting a reset button to your body. Plus, it promotes survival and adaptation as a response to various stressors and toxins that are accumulated into your cell. What are the benefits of autophagy? Into more detail. The main benefits of autophagy seem to come in the form of anti-aging principles. Um, this person says it's best known as the body's way of turning the clock back and creating younger cells. Corona points out that when a cell is stressed, autophagy is increased in order to protect us, which helps enhance your lifespan. By the way, a ketogenic diet is a fast mimicking diet. It has several benefits of fasting while you're eating very low carb, serious restriction in carbohydrates. So ketogenic diet is a key to facilitating fasting, which activates autophagy so that you don't feel hungry. Trying to intermittent fast with primarily, like I said, carbohydrate dominant diet is very difficult. You're going to have to be struggling with hunger a lot. But when you're fasting, you have the same metabolic condition that you get with eating a ketogenic diet. You're already in a period where there's low insulin, where there is no carbohydrates or very low carbs, very limited, and you have fat, you have ketones that are flying around. Ketogenic diet puts you into a super sonic speed fat burning mode without any hunger that allows you to not count calories and just eat when you're hungry. So ketogenic diet just lets your body tell you when it's actually hungry and not tricking you with these cravings that you get with a carbohydrate diet. They're quite aware. They want you constantly hungry so that you're constantly helping the economy by spending a lot at the grocery store. Additionally, registered dietitian says that in times of starvation, autophagy keeps the body going by breaking down cellular material and reusing it for necessary purposes. I'm not crazy about the word starvation here. During prolonged fasting, I would like to call, because if you have adipose tissue, if you have fat, you're in a fat burning mode. So you're not starving. Energy is reserved for these periods. Starvation, in my opinion, is when you no longer have fat stores to allow you to have calories when you're not eating, when you have fat soluble vitamins, water soluble vitamins that are depleted, so you're in a micronutrient deficiency, and when you're at the point that your body is no longer going after the problematic cells or the old and junky cells, when it's going after good stuff, when it's going after muscle, and when it could go after organs, and end stage starvation, where you have the wasting away, the sarcopenia, the loss of muscle, etc. That's starvation. Prolonged fasting while you're fat, sorry to say just bluntly, while you're fat is not starvation. Very important though, when you are eating, to eat strategically so you're getting ample amounts of DHA, EPA, omega 3s that are found in animal food. there's a big difference as well if they're grain fed or if you're going after ruminant animals, for example, or chickens that are actually not just being fed grain. The omega-6 content, we can get away with a 4-to-1, but grass-fed animals and stuff like that, or chickens that are allowed to eat, bugs and stuff like that, worms, etc. This allows for a better ratio of omega-3. We're primarily omega-3 deficient in our society. Just like one meal of something in a box in the middle will give you, easily sometimes 100 grams of 100 grams of omega-6. And then after you have a sardine can, it's only 1.5. So you have to eat almost like 10 cans to balance that out. That's how bad it is, the amount of omega-6 in our diet. Seed oils will toxically overdose you on omega-6. Plus, they're often oxidized, they're pro-inflammatory. Getting back to autophagy, of course, this takes energy and cannot continue forever, but it gives us time to find nourishment. At the cellular level, the benefits of autophagy include removing toxic proteins from the cells that are attributed to neurodegenerative diseases such as Parkinson's and Alzheimer's disease. I mean, I work at the hospital, and you look at the chart, and it's like dementia, Alzheimer's, dementia, Alzheimer's, Alzheimer's. It's just it's horrible. In other cultures that are not attached to modernity, the amount of wisdom and knowledge well into their 70s, 80s, and 90s to pass on and to really teach the next generation. That's the way it's supposed to be. Now we have, the minute that you retire, like within 5 years, you can't enjoy your life because you don't even know who you are. This is tragic. It's preventable. And obviously, the information's out there, but they care more about the economy and corporations, greedy corporations making money on you while you die, instead of sharing it. Even people with Alzheimer's will be prescribed Exona, which are ketones powder, instead of the doctor saying, well, you know what, why don't you produce your own ketones by doing a ketogenic diet? No, we're just going to give you ketones and never talk about the ketogenic diet. And like the Mayo Clinic, they say that ketones are toxic, right? But yeah, sure, they're toxic. So keep on going with the glucose so you have Alzheimer's. So then after the doctor can prescribe you toxic ketones. Okay. Scientific lies. Providing energy and building blocks for the cells that could still benefit from repair. Sometimes you might have a shed, okay, out in your backyard. That shed might need a new window once in a while. One of the boards are rotting, you can change the board. Or sometimes, it needs to be, completely taken down. But even if something is beyond repair, does that mean 100% of the material that you're taking down? It's useless as a shed, but you'll always have some wood or something that you could, at worst, burn for energy, right? Burn to heat your house. So there's always benefit. This is what autophagy is doing automatically. On a larger scale, it promotes regeneration of healthy cells. Autophagy is receiving a lot of attention for roles it may play in preventing and treating cancer too. But you know what? I've seen a lot of medications that are trying to be prescribed to do certain things to the pathway, the automatic pathway of autophagy from merely not eating anymore. They're trying to give pills that activate it and stuff instead of just telling people to fast. My brother, Bruce C's channel, probably well into 90 pounds in a matter of 3 months, 4 months now. Probably not 4 months, 3 months. Lost a drastic amount of weight, looks amazing, looked horrible. Sorry. Okay. If you look at his live streams just 4 months ago, he was extremely overweight. He was edematous. He looked like he was not only fat but swollen, sunken, dark eyes, eye issues he's been complaining about for years. He has been doing 5-day fast, 7-day fast, and refeeding for a day or two on animal food primarily. And the transformation, just looking at him, is amazing. And his eye issue has improved. During the fast, it completely goes into remission. And like I said, very, very impressive weight loss. A lot of that could have been also probably 20, 25 pounds of water weight that he likely lost. While all cancers start from some sort of defective cells, the body should recognize and remove those cells, often using autophagic processes. That's why some researchers are looking at the possibility that autophagy may lower the risk of cancer. I'm 100% convinced. While there's no scientific evidence to back this up, studies suggest that many cancerous cells can be removed through autophagy. This is how the body polices the cancer villains, she explains, recognizing and destroying what went wrong and triggering and repairing mechanisms does contribute to lowering the risk of cancer. Researchers believe that new studies will lead to insight. Diet changes that can boost autophagy. Remember that autophagy literally means self-eating, so it makes sense that intermittent fasting and a ketogenic diet are known to trigger autophagy, as well as a little bit of resistance training, a little bit of jogging as well, because that's breaks down and it'll put the nutrients and the protein and the amount of carbs that you are eating in the right place. If you're eating one meal a day and you are doing exercises, it's best to exercise fasted and then immediately quickly have your 1 or 2 meals after the exercise. That will be your body's more open to receiving that, because you just put resistive training, you've broken down. So breaking down is catabolic. So you don't get stronger in the gym. You actually get stronger when you're not in the gym and repairing. Ketosis, a high fat, I would say a higher fat diet. Why they say high fat? It's not necessarily high fat. It's just high fat compared to the last 70 years of a low fat diet that has been making us sick, fat, hungry, and confused. Ketosis, a diet higher in fat and low in carbs, brings the same benefits of fasting without fasting, like a shortcut to induce the same beneficial metabolic changes, she adds. Really impressed that Healthline is admitting this, because the Mayo Clinic doesn't. They make it look like it's very dangerous to our health. Um, by not overwhelming the body with an external load. It gives the body a break to focus on its own health and repair. In a ketogenic diet, you get about 75% of your daily calories from fat, 5 to 10% of calories from carbs. For me, when I talk on my Monday streams, I do not, they're at 6 p.m. You probably know, you guys, 6 p.m. Eastern every Monday, keto fasting stream. I never tell people to measure and anything. I say, eat these foods and avoid these carbohydrates and eat only when you're hungry. And that'll vary. You might go through like all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm not hungry today. Don't eat. And then after, you might have one meal a day for a while. Maybe you were like more active the day before. You're hungry. You have like 2 meals once in a while. Maybe after your body has done significant bouts of 16 hours, 24 hours, 36 hours, it gets hungry and you have 3 keto meals. Just follow your body. It's telling you now that the carbs are removed, there's no more cravings, then your body will tell you when you should be eating. This shift in calorie sources causes the body to shift its metabolic pathways. It will begin to use fat for fuel instead of glucose that's derived from carbohydrates. In response to this restriction, your body will begin to start producing ketone bodies that have many protective effects, even though the Mayo Clinic says they're toxic. The study suggests that ketosis can also cause starvation-induced autophagy, which has neuroprotective functions. I don't like starvation. I like, catabolic-induced autophagy. Low glucose level occur in both diets and are linked to low insulin and high glucagon levels. Glucagon level is the one that initiates autophagy. When the body is low on sugar through fasting or ketosis, it brings the positive stresses that wake up the survival repairing mode. One non-diet area that may also play a role in inducing autophagy, as I just mentioned, is exercise. According to one animal study, physical exercise may induce autophagy in organs that are part of the metabolic regulation. And that's it. We don't need to do the bottom line. It's just going to repeat itself. Um, I hope this whole thing has not had an echo because I didn't realize that it was playing. Um, I hope there's no echo. I should have turned off the mute button. If not, this will be a trial run. I'll try and delete it and I'll redo it another day. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Stream.